It all started last year in April when my ex and I broke up. We haven't spoken in months, and I thought it was really over, but then deep down, I still had lots of feelings for him. I didn't want to admit it, but then they were there, quietly haunting and taunting me. Then out of the blues in December, he called. His voice was shaky and all, like he was desperate. He begged me to forgive him. I wanted to listen because I wanted to hear what he had to say, but something held me back, so I didn't give him the chance. I thought that was the end, but I had no idea it was just the beginning of something darker and terrifying. Fast forward to this May, I hadn't told anyone I was back in town, but then somehow he got to find out. One day, there he was, standing at my front door. I hadn't invited him, and seeing him there, it made my stomach drop. He begged me again, asked me to give him another chance. His words felt very empty, and I was too stunned and surprised to say anything. I watched him leave, hoping that would be the last time, but then it wasn't. The messages started right after. Every day he would text me over and over, saying he was sorry, asking for another chance. It was like he couldn't let go. At first, I stayed strong, but as the weeks went by, I felt like my resolve slipping. By August, after months of not giving up, I started to wonder, what if maybe he had really changed? Maybe it would be different this time. I agreed to meet up with him. He said he had just finished building a new house and wanted me to see it. Oh, I was like, okay, cool. I told him he had to pick me up if I was going to come. Well, he did. And as we drove to his place, I felt a mix of curiosity and nerves because, I was confused. But when we got there, I stayed guarded, not sure what to expect. He showed me around, trying to impress me, but something felt very off. The house was really nice, but the energy was strange. I wasn't sure what it was, but I had this very uneasy feeling in my guts. Then as we walked towards his bedroom, everything changed in a heartbeat. He grabbed me rough, sudden, and then pushed me inside. His hands were too strong that I could tell right away what his intentions were. I panicked. I was scared. My heart raced. My mind was spinning. I fought back the only way I could. I screamed. I kicked. And in one desperate moment, I beat him hard on the shoulder, sinking my teeth deep into his skin. He yelped in help and let go, just enough for me to escape. I ran out of the house as fast as I could. Shaking, my heart was pounding in my chest. He didn't call me to see if I made it home, not even a text. Days went by and I tried to put it behind me, but then I heard the rumors. He was getting married in 2 days. I couldn't believe it. How could he be getting married after everything he did? I was furious. I couldn't just let him go on pretending like nothing had happened. I had to do something. I had to stop him. Well, on the day of the wedding, I showed up. No one noticed me. I slipped into the crowd, blending in with the guests. My heart pounded as I waited for the right moment. When the officiant asked if anyone had any objections to the marriage. Well, yeah, there's me. I stood up. Everyone turned to look at me confused. I could feel their eyes on me, but I kept my gaze on him. His face went pale. His bride looked all so confused, and she looked at me, her smile fading as she tried to figure out what was going on. I walked to the front, calm, but inside, my emotions were boiling. I have something to say, I said, my voice clear. I looked at his bride, feeling a little sorry for her. Before you marry him, you need to know something. Check his shoulder. She looked confused. But then she reached for his shoulder, pulling down his shirt just enough to see the bite mark I had left there. The room erupted with gasps and then whispers. I looked at her again and said, "He hurt me. He forced himself on me, and I left that mark when I fought back." You need to know what kind of a man you're marrying. The bride's face crumpled, and the guests started to shout, trying to figure out what was going on. I didn't stick around to watch the rest unfold. I turned and walked out, leaving behind the chaos I had caused. Imagine how good that felt. As I left, part of me felt guilty, but another part of me felt very relieved. If I hadn't said anything, she would have been trapped in a marriage built on lies and pains.
If you like the video, please do well to like, comment, subscribe, turn on the notification button, and follow.